So, I came out to cover up the firewood for the night because it's supposed to rain here in a couple hours. And it appears as if there's been a degenerate living in between my firewood piles. I didn't have the firewood covered. I've had it uncovered the last few days, letting it dry out some because there's been no rain. It's been sunny. Yet it appears as if someone covered these two piles with a tarp. They've got a blanket under here, and they've got some chips. Do I have a degenerate living in my backyard? Or is it Bigfoot Sasquatch? Hey guys, welcome back to another episode of the PBS, the Potential Bigfoot Sasquatch Show. Now, I'm going to answer that question. At first, I thought I wanted to say neither. What's going on here is we had some friends over today. They had their kids, and our kid was out here playing in the backyard, and they set up this little tent. I'm inside right now. Isn't this neat? Kids are so creative. When you take away the electronic gadgets and they're left with just what they have available, they can do the most amazing things. So they made like a little tent here. I do need to cover the firewood because it is going to rain tonight. But now listen, while the kids were here, their father, one of my best good buddies, and myself were trying to get some things ready. We have this deep fryer. On Thanksgiving, when we get together, we deep fry turkeys in a deep fryer. It's kind of a tradition. I have an Earth family. Family members I've acquired here on Earth that are not a bloodline. True brothers. People who truly accept me for who I am, who do not judge me, who accept me unconditionally. There's no conditions based upon our relationships. And it's just ironic that most of them are veterans and they're combat veterans. And so I think we have a bond that you only have with other people who went to hell and back. So anyway, that's what was going on. He was here. We're making sure the deep fryer still works, doing the displacement thing where we're trying to figure out how much oil we're going to need to use for the, per poundage of bird and whatnot. So the kids were getting too close to us. They were loud, and we told them to go up to the campground. And so they went up to the campground, and they came back sometime later. It was time to go. I said, "So, you guys see anything up there?" They said, "Well, we saw a bunch of deer, and we saw what looked like a bear walking on two legs." I was like, "A bear walking on two legs?" And they said, "Yeah." It was so weird. It was way up in the woods, up above the campground. And it was dark like a bear. It was definitely bigger than a deer, but it was walking on two legs. And I said, "Well, what was it doing?" I said, "Oh, it's just like if we walked up the hill, it would walk up the hill, way out there in the woods though. They described it as being about 100 yards away, and it would hang out by a tree, and then they'd run back down to the campground, and it would go down the hill and hang out by a tree. 100 yards away though, they said they've never seen a bear walking on two legs like that." So guys, as you might imagine, after hearing a story like that, dun dun dun, we will have another night hunt. All right, so we have exited the non-degenerate camp. This is a creative kids camp. Now here's what we're going to do. We're going to walk up to the campground. I'm going to give you guys my view. No need to walk around shining a flashlight in my face so you can see what my face looks like with a bright light shining into it outside in the dark. Enough of that nonsense, for now at least. Unless if I get scared and start sniveling and get some snot dripping out of my nose, and I can do like one of those Blair Witch Project shots. We might do one of those. It's got to be something up here to scare me though, enough to make that happen. So let's see. That's not eye shine. That's a reflector on top of my well pump. Now listen, guys and girls. We can hear crickets. We did a night hunt last night, and there were no crickets. There were no frogs. A lot of it had to do with the temperatures. It was much colder last night than it is tonight. It's actually not cold at all right now. But if you remember, if you joined us for the night hunt last night, there was a tree guard, much like this, like these tree guards, that we walked past. It was standing up, and then when we came back down, it was knocked down, and there was no breeze, no wind. We did get eye shine last night, so we're going to hope for some more today. Why do I have all those guards around my trees? Well, because here's what happens when you don't. Beautiful locust tree, planted it 2 years ago. It was a foot tall. It's about 8 feet tall now. It's the only tree I didn't get around to fencing up in time before the bucks went into rut. And we got us a 6-point that has been squatting here. And this is what happens. So, but those locusts, they're like weeds. They're hard to kill. Even for somebody like me who's got a brown thumb, so it'll snap back. These are all apple trees though. We're definitely make sure to get these things covered up. I was up here yesterday and noticed this one has new growth on it. See that? Those brand new leaves, and that little limb in the middle there just shot up in the last couple weeks, even though everything else is... Wow. Thought I saw, is that eye shine? Watch. Guys, there it is. That's where those kids said they saw a bear walking on its hind legs. Guys, there are no houses back there. That is the top. You can look in the center of the light. You can barely make out my tent. That's my tent at the campground. Now, where'd it go? It was right there. Right where they described seeing a bear walking on its hind legs. Okay. I thought I heard footsteps. Okay, so guys, first of all, want to wish everybody a happy Thanksgiving. That's a 180, isn't it? Going from eye shine, hearing something walking and wishing you happy Thanksgiving. Well, tomorrow, as of this recording, is Thanksgiving. Number 2, I'm happy to inform you that any minute now, might already be there. Bigfoot Sasquatch Files Volume 6 will be available on Kindle tonight, as early as tonight. And the print version should be available first thing Thanksgiving morning. So by the time you're having lunch, I smell a musty odor. People have asked this question a lot. Do we ever smell musty odors when we have these phenomena take place around here? We do right now. Make sure nothing's creeping up behind us. There's my house. So by the time you're eating turkey or ham tomorrow on Thanksgiving Day, Bigfoot Sasquatch Files Volume 6 should be available on Amazon in both Kindle and print. You're going to like it. Okay, I smell a musty odor. We're going to keep moving. There's the tent. Oh. Okay, that's the top of a weed. That's not eye shine. Now, I started to tell a story the other day about me and my son walking up here, and I didn't get around to telling it, as I have a tendency to do. I digress. It's a problem when you ramble as much as I do. You try to talk about 115,000 things in one video, and you always leave about 149,000 of them unfinished. Well, my son and I were walking up this hill the other day. He'd finished his virtual school, that he's doing at home because of COVID. And just me and him were taking a walk, doing some father and son stuff, We got up to the top of this hill where we just saw that eye shine. And he complained of a musky odor. Musky, that's the word. I might have used the word musty earlier. It's not must, it's musk. And I told him maybe it's just the oak leaves. When they decompose, they kind of stink. They kind of smell like poop. Anybody who spends any amount of time in the forest where there's a lot of oak trees know this. He goes, no, I know what oak leaves smell like. And he does, because he's, grown up out here in the middle of nowhere. So we started looking around and we found this big depressed area just at the wood line, like just off from the trail where our trail meets the edge of the forest. There's some tall grass like this. It was pressed down. And now we have huge herds of deer out here, and the deer will just lay there. But this thing was so big, it was almost big enough to where you could put a small tent on it, but we didn't have a tent there. We never had a tent there. It was up here at the top of the hill. So that happened right up there. That's the story I started to tell the other day and never finished. So my friends just left. I'd hoped to get up here before it got dark to see if we could see back into those woods and see if I could see what those kids described as a bear walking on its hind legs. But we ran out of daylight. The days are very short this time of year. So we're up here investigating with a flashlight. It is nice hearing crickets tonight. It's very, very eerie last night when there was total silence up here. We're gonna look down here first, and then we're gonna head up. We've come up from the opposite direction tonight. Last night we saw something standing. Wow, there's that strange dust again that we saw last night. Those are not bugs. Didn't see anything down there. So I guess this would be specifically where they said they saw the bear walking on its hind legs. And this is where we saw the eye shine earlier. It was right here when we saw that eye shine. See, there's the tent. The house is way down there. Whoa, is that eye shine down there now? Oh my God, did it trade places with us? What the hell is going on here? Is that what happened last night? Is that what knocked over that tree guard? Whoa, wait a minute. Look at that. No, that was a leaf. Somebody said in the video last night they saw one up in the tree. We'll head back down. Check the meadow on the way. What was that? That was coming right up the trail at us. They've got me cornered in their corner. It's coming with us. I smell that musk. guys. I don't know what. It looked like there were 3 things coming up that trail. And when I ran, as you saw, they followed me, at least until I got out of their territory. I'm back down here now, safely in my backyard. At least I hope safely. Whatever those things were, they moved with such stealth. They didn't even seem to make a sound. They seemed to close the distance on me pretty quickly. As you can see here, I'm back at the little tent. So I'm going to cover up the rest of my firewood. So the lesson learned here tonight from this is that tomorrow night, when our friends come over, our Earth family arrive for our Thanksgiving celebration, no one's going to be allowed out after dark, at least not up there. That area is off limits to everybody except me after dark. Indefinitely. So thanks for being here, guys, for another episode of the PBS. The Potential Bigfoot Sasquatch Show.